Welcome to Al Lang Stadium here in downtown St. Petersburg. We are ready for playoff soccer as the Tampa Bay Rowdies take on the Birmingham Legion. Thrilled to have you with us, everybody. I'm Drew Felios. Ryan Davis is down on the field. Ryan, Tampa Bay, they come surging into the postseason, although they did drop their final game last week against the Charleston Battery. But looking forward to Birmingham here tonight. What do they have to be concerned of most?
Well, the Legion have a host of attacking players on their squad and in the lineup as well. You have Nico Brett, who scored 32 goals and 11 assists with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds over the last 2 seasons. He's with the Legion now and in the lineup. They also have Bruno Lapa, the Brazilian. He's a number 10 type player. He's second on goals on this team with 7 goals. And he has this offensive awareness to show up at the right place at the right time. They also have J.J. Williams, who's coming back from Atlanta United on loan. He's an MLS-type quality forward in this Legion team. So the Rowdies have a lot to take care of and defend against this Birmingham team tonight. Let's
size up the bracket. Tampa Bay must take care of their business tonight, of course. And then you get the winner of Charlotte and Charleston. Ryan, how does that work out here for Tampa Bay?
Well, the Rowdies haven't played Charlotte all season long, so they're an unknown entity. Charleston, on the other hand, the Rowdies have played 4 times, losing 3 of those 4 games. Now, Charleston are the favourites in that next bracket against Charlotte. If Charleston wins and the Rowdies win tonight, it's a date with destiny right here in Al Lang Stadium with Charlotte versus the Rowdies. That should be a great matchup.
We will get to our starting lineup after our first break, but there will be some surprises here tonight. What players do you think for Tampa Bay have to be featured?
Well, Juan Tejada's been nursing an injury for the last 2 weeks. He's back now with fresh energy, fresh ideas, and I think he's going to be the X factor tonight, working with Seba Guenzati, and he should make a difference tonight for the Rowdies.
About 1,200 Rowdies fans will be in attendance tonight. Sold out here at Al Lang Stadium. Everyone will be heard from as Tampa Bay takes on Birmingham. We've got the kickoff coming up next.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way. Whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are One Florida. And Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Just moments away from the postseason beginning at Al Lang Stadium. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Birmingham Legion. It's time for our starting formations. Birmingham going with the 4-4-2. That midfield forward combo of Bruno Lapa and Nico Brett. Good for 16 goals this season. And the always dependable Matt Van Oekel in goal. He's got 32 saves on the year. And for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, some surprises tonight we told you about in the open. Zach Steinberger will get the nod in the midfield. Also, how about Max Lakowecki getting a start with Sebastian Dahlgaard as well. Guenzati and Tejada, that much-needed punch up front. Evan Loro has been solid all season long for the Rowdies, conceding 11 goals in 16 games. Neil Collins and Tommy Sohn, two of the best in USL Championship. It's old school versus a little bit new school in Collins. Rowdies with 33 points on their season, 25 to Birmingham. Thank you so much for joining us. This should be an extraordinary contest. Tampa Bay, of course, in the iconic green and gold. Birmingham in the black and the gold. And Ryan, you can feel the energy here at Al Lang.
Well, it must be October, Drew. It is playoff time here in Al Lang Stadium. Birmingham Legion, the visitors. Rowdies, the hosts.
We are underway from downtown St. Pete. Rowdies and Legion. Keys to the match, Mr. Davis.
Well, I think for the Rowdies, speed in the last third. We saw last week against Charleston. Rowdies had a hard time breaking them down when they sat deep. But that's because the ball was not moving quickly in the last third. We're going to see if they can fix that tonight. As for Birmingham Legion, being the visitors and the Rowdies who love to play possession, look for the Legion to sit back, defend deep, and counter-attack with speed up top.
Now both of these teams coming off losses. The Rowdies did not play their best clearly last week against the Charleston Battery. Same can be said on the other side for Birmingham, a 3-1 loss against Memphis. So they're both trying to recover here.
You know, Tommy Sohn talked about this team in an interview. He said they lost their identity along the way this season. They're trying to get that back tonight, try to get a hold of the ball and try to play to their strengths, which is their fast and effective forwards up top.
Eric Tattersall, our lead official tonight. Brian Marshall, Matthew Osterhaus, Tori Penso as well on the crew.
First time for the veteran man, Van Okel. With a mustache like that, he deserves to be mentioned every night. 34 years old. Just a rock the goal for this Birmingham team.
13 goals conceded this season. He's not just the keeper, he's also the goalkeeper coach for Birmingham. So he pulls double duty as a player coach and has done an awesome job here in 2020. Rowdies trying to settle down here as Lakowecki gets the touch, looking for Tejada. Tejada will be guarded tightly as the Rowdies will throw it in.
Well, good tackle by 21 Craniali. He's going to be hounding the Rowdies forwards tonight. Number 21, he's the leader defensively on this team. First in passing, first in clearances, first in blocks, the number 21.
Jonathan Dean throws it in for Birmingham. A goal and 5 assists. He is a key distributor tonight for the men in black. Along that far side, Ekra able to come up with it for the Rowdies. Jordan Doherty will touch back, and now Tampa Bay will build from the back.
Just interesting to look at the lineup right now. We see J.J. Williams, big number 9, drifting all the way out to the left. Here he is in your picture right now. He's going to try to pick up Sebastian Dalgard, or at least block that passage of pass to Dalgard. Here's Dalgard on the board, actually.
Sebastian Dalgard, former Hartford Athletic. Also stints with the OKC Energy, St. Louis FC as well. When he has played, he has been very good for Tampa Bay this year.
He is a shifty right midfielder, can get around defenders, and when he gets around, then has the option to cross or deliver that pass on top of the box for a shot. There he is, you see the little flick, the number 23, very skillful.
Fourth minute, just underway. Rowdies sending it out left. Lakowecki with a little bit of time to work with here.
Well, with no Leo Fernandez in the lineup, Lakowecki is going to be used for defensive purposes. When the ball goes to his feet, you can expect that ball to come right back into the middle of the park. I'm sure Birmingham Legion are going to anticipate that.
Dalgard, and this will be sent out. Rowdies will have their first corner. It is winner go home here. The USL Championship continues October 16th. Every match, every goal, every save, every celebration on ESPN Plus. On the way to the final, November 1st, 8:30 Eastern Time on ESPN and ESPN Deportes.
Well, with no Lewis Hilton in the lineup, no Leo Fernandez, it's going to be the agent himself, Zach Steinberger. Going to take this corner. Look for Jordan Scarlett at the near post and Lasso at the last.
Ball sent in nicely. Inside the 6th and jumped on immediately by Matt Van Oekel.
A great delivery by Steinberger. An excellent effort by the man from Montego Bay, Jordan Scarlett. But Van Oekel here, just a safe pair of hands. The 34-year-old veteran.
Van Oekel's been around the league as well. OKC Energy and Real Salt Lake. And Steinberger with a touch for Tampa Bay. Rowdies a little bit stagnant in that final third a week ago. How did they get that going here tonight?
I think you have to play the ball into Juan Tejada's feet, and then he gets to play the ball back into the path of Steinberger and Jan Ekra, and that's when the Rowdies can get moving. If they go out onto the wings to Lakawaki on the left-hand side, things can slow down. So I think they have to try and aim for Gwenzati and Tejada directly and have two of them facilitate up top.
Forrest Lasso, his 3rd goal of the season last week on that header off the set piece, assisted by Leo Fernandez. Doherty now touching forward. Rowdies distributing here early. This one crossed in. Van Oekel goes up high to get it.
Great take by the keeper. The hardest thing to do as a keeper is to collect crosses. And Van Oekel made that look so easy. Great adventure by Sebastian Delgado on the right-hand side, though. Look to get that ball into the box, into the mixer, early o'clock. A great read by the keeper.
Birmingham with just 1 victory in their last 6 games. So it's just not last week when they did not play well against Memphis. It has been a string. And it's going to be tough to try and snap that here in one of the most difficult places to play in USL Championship, Al Lang. Aaron Guillen. Previous 2 years with North Carolina FC, all the pieces that Neil Collins assembled here in 2020 have fit so perfectly. But now it is time for postseason soccer, and this is when you need every player to step up and play their best.
You know, you practice all season long, and all those practices come to this 90-minute period where the player just has to step up, has to influence what's around them.
Nice ball by Lasso as Dahlgaard takes a blast, and that got inside the 18 as Cromwell got a foot on it. If that had gotten to Van Oekel, it could have been trouble.
Again, a teasing ball from Dahlgaard, this time on the ground, not going to the air this time. A great defending in the end by Asiedu, number 6 for the Birmingham Legion.
Well, Tejada, the fox in the box, he'll be lurking here tonight. And with only 2 goals on the season, you feel that he's got more coming here in this postseason.
Tejada's lack of height, he's going to be looking for that second ball, wherever that ball drops from the initial header. That's where he's going to try to pounce.
Steinberger, the outswinger. Rowdies in position. Lasso getting extra attention. Straight on shot! Scored! Jordan Doherty! Tampa Bay on the scoreboard here in 2020.
Just like he dreamt it last night, Jordan Doherty on the mark. What a scorcher. Van Oekel can't believe it. Clearly a play from the training ground, the corner on top of the box. Jordan Doherty, put your laces through it, son. And it's 1-0 Rowdies. The man from Ireland on the board, only 19 years old. But something out of the playing, out of the practice ground, the scrimmage.
What a way to start the postseason for the youngster, Jordan Doherty. The Rowdies on top first.
Wow. Skyway Casuals, Ralph Smog. It is just green smoke and flags right now.
Second goal of the season. Doherty, remember, he had a scorcher mid-season like that as well in that game where he and Murphy hit from distance. Oh, what a tackle there as we'll play on. Tejada races down. Flag did indeed go up. And there's a player down right in that center circle after that nasty tackle. And it is a Rowdy. And there was Gwenzati who was on the receiving end.
Well, it looks like Seba Gwenzati is going to be asking the referee for some sort of repercussion from the initial challenge. Here's the ball coming into Gwenzati, and look at the tackle. May have gotten a piece of the ball, but it was the intent. And looks like it's going to be an offside call. Alex Cronali is going to have a free kick.
So Cronali involved here early, drawing the first yellow in the book here in the 10th minute. Cronali, the center back at the University of Maryland. And one half of a brother duel for Birmingham. Brother Eli also starring for the Legion. I think it's huge for Tampa Bay to just get that goal on the board after the struggle that last week was.
Goals bleed confidence, Drew, and once you get that ball in the back of the net, no matter how, and that was a glorious goal by Jordan Doherty, but just to get that ball in the back of the net, everybody just breathes a sigh of relief. Now everybody wants a touch of the ball. Everybody's confidence just raises.
Scarlett throwing it in for the Rowdies.
What an addition he's been, the Jamaican. And here's the Frenchman, Yannick Rowe.
Jordan Doherty coming over to Tampa Bay. That deal with Norwich City.
And just to see him mature over the last 2 seasons, he was so young last year. Still is young now, but just grew as a footballer in the last 2 seasons. Now he has 2 goals and also chances created. Jordan Doherty, 13 starts this season, 2 assists, now 2 goals. He's certainly contributed to Neil Collins and this Rowdies team this season. Zach Steinberger, of course, getting the assist in that corner. Looks like he's conjuring up something right now.
Second season with the Rowdies for Zach Steinberger.
Drew, this is the type of area where Steinberger is going to have to put that ball right on the penalty spot. There it is.
Dalgard looked like he wanted to attempt it. Van Oekel's going to go up and get it once more.
Well, Van Oekel being such an accomplished keeper, just snuff that out of the air. As long as you put too much air under that ball, keepers like Van Oekel will just chew it up. Well, this is the exact start the Rowdies wanted, being at home, being the protagonist. Now the Legion just wanted to hold the score at zeros for a long period of time and try and catch them on the counter-attack. Now they have to initiate an attack right now, and that can play into the Rowdies' hands.
Zico and Zadi and Tejada, of course, getting so much attention. Players like Jordan Doherty are going to be freed up, and the top of that box is going to be wide open. And Doherty starting to sense that. Pulled the trigger at the perfect time.
And Drew, that's a testament to the Rowdies addressing a concern in the offseason. They have 9 headed goals this year. That's double what they had last year. So now people are so afraid of their aerial threat. It leaves people like Jordan Doherty a chance. And now you know, you don't leave Jordan Doherty on top of the box anymore.
Rowdies now with Lasso trying to clear. Ekra sending it back. And Birmingham will throw it in. Mikey Lopez, 2011 NCAA champion at North Carolina. They have a lot of collegiate stars on this Birmingham side. Players that have won national championships and Mac Herman trophies and whatnot.
Well, that's why Tommy Sohn was so unimpressed with his team this season when he said they lost their way. So much talent in this Birmingham lineup and squad. They expected a lot more. They did not expect to start the playoffs on the road. And that was one of their big regrets this season, having to go on the road and do it the long way now.
Anytime you can start a club and get into the postseason in your inaugural year, you're doing something right. Here's Tejada now in Tampa Bay attacking. Tejada cutting it back. Contact in the box. No call. Will play on. They're going to get physical with Juan Tejada throughout this postseason.
Well, I have to say, great sequence defensively again by 21 Craniale. It was Juan Tejada at full speed. But the big number 21 got back. And even though Tejada cut back, he read it. He anticipated Juan Tejada coming back on his right foot. And in the end, just snuffed it out.
There are several who believe, including Neil Collins, that the Rowdies have not yet hit their stride in 2020, that this team, with the talent assembled, still has not played their best. And they think that that best is coming here in the next few weeks.
Well, in a playoff structure, you want that as a coach to try to peak at the right time. There's no better time in USL playoff format than October.
Legion now attacking. Top of the box as Lasso deflects. And he'll be chased down here by Kobayashi, former Las Vegas Light, Japanese star, who is an exceptional distributor. Little flick this time, coming through. Good job by Daugard to end the threat.
Looks like Birmingham were appealing for a high, dangerous kick on the Rowdies' part. No call from the referee.
Well, fans, you can follow the Rowdies and the rest of the USL Championship all playoff long on ESPN Plus, home to USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Nearly 8 million sports fans have already discovered ESPN Plus. Watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. 1-0 Tampa Bay. As we approach 20 minutes in, Drew Felios, Ryan Davis. About 1,200 fans here at Al Link Stadium tonight. They sold out all of the allotted tickets. And it's nice to see some fans on that berm on that far side. That thing's been empty all season long. It's good to have just a few there here tonight because it feels like old times just a little bit, doesn't it?
That's right. The noise, the vibe. Al Lang is starting to get going again. Everyone is still socially distanced here in St. Pete and the Tampa Bay area.
What a journey it has been to get here. Cromwell, as Birmingham now racking up the possession time. Playing keep away from Tampa Bay. Lasso will head it. Lopez, and now teaming up with Nico Brett. 9 goals on the season for the Jamaican. As he tries to cross it, Tampa Bay heads up that time as Tejada tries to chase it down. Tejada's pressure. Steinberger helping out, and Asiadu, now the Ghanaian, a former first-round draft pick of Atlanta.
So much is expected on this man on the ball, Bruno Lapa, the number 8. He's going to try to break free in that center circle and create for this Birmingham team. Like most Brazilians, apply their trade in the middle of the field and in the last third. Just break games wide open with their passing and dribbling.
Bernali sends it down the pitch. Oh, it got by Scarlett. And now Jordan Scarlett can't possess. Birmingham in business here. Lopez sharing it.
See Kazim Prosper coming back on this left-hand side. Started the game on the right. Looks like Birmingham is trying to get some natural width on this left-hand side with the lefty Prosper coming across.
Asiru sending it wide. Good-looking possession for the Legion. And nicely done. As the Rowdies will send it out and now set up corner kick coming from the Legion. So Nico Brett, 9 goals, 2 assists, 20 shots this year for the forward. So much firepower up and down this Birmingham roster.
But not in the air though. Only 1 goal this season from the air. 1 headed goal. So set pieces have been hard for them to convert.
Now it's Bruno Lapa. Lapa sending it in a really good spot. Lasso was right there though. Kept alive. And Laurel on guard. That'll sail over the crossbar. No damage done for Tampa Bay.
Well, good defensive sequence by the Rowdies. Everybody holding their marks. The second ball came back across the goal. The yellow and green were All in good shape. As the lumberjack in the back. There he is, Forrest Lasso. Just such a leader at the back line.
What a goal he had last week. '20th minute. Rowdies goal scored by Mr. Jordan Doherty. Second goal of the season. That's the difference right now. Lasso going direct. Tampa Bay with Steinberger trying to split the defense. Contact there. Zach stays on his feet. How did that happen? And now finally a whistle, and they're going to mark this just outside the 18, and some discipline coming with it.
Well, it's going to be number 5, Mikey Lopez, going into the referee's book. Good officiating. The ball into Guenzati's feet. He lays it off for Zach Steinberger. And Mikey Lopez with a desperate challenge. Now the referee tries to play on. And as soon as it doesn't go to the Rowdies' advantage, then he blows the foul. Excellent officiating there. And now, top of the box. We talked about no Lewis Hilton, no Leo Fernandez. Zach Steinberger. Looks like Sebastian Dalgard, the Dane, is going to have a crack here at the top of the D. This ball is dead center. Picture the penalty spot with another 12 yards behind it.
So Sebastian Dalgard to do the honors.
Now if you're the righty, you're going to want to use the angle and go to the keeper's left. You want to bend that ball away from the post and let it tuck right into the post. So if you're Dalgard, it'll be Dalgard's right, keeper's left. As Van Oekel goes to his left just to make sure the wall is covering that angle. Let's see if he tries some trickery here.
Dalgard gets a full foot into it, sent right back.
Well, he went to the left, but the wall did its job.
One more time. Oh, straight on. That was an absolute missile.
Well, the wall did its job, but it popped out to this guy, Jan Ekra. And he did not hesitate. He went to the left. Good job by Cornali. And there's Jan Ekra putting his laces on it. But just too high.
First time we've seen Jan Ekra get involved here tonight. It's great to see him in the starting lineup. Select is the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation, the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, go to selectsportamerica.com. Jan Ekra, when he is running that midfield, the Rowdies just seem to be a different unit. He has had an outstanding year, and somebody that a season ago we did not think he would be back this year, but what a great move. Coach Collins believing in his abilities.
Just so versatile. There it is, intercepting that ball there. He can play defensive, he can play attacking midfield, he can play right in the center circle at center midfield. Just so much poise and awareness on the field. Just so many intangibles to work with when it comes to Jan Ekra.
Legion a little bit methodical here in their attack as they hold it and then send it down into no man's land.
Well, I think Bruno Lapo, the number 8, you can see him getting some instructions to the rest of his teammates. He really needs to get on the ball like we talked about and start to instigate things for this Legion team. Also Kazim Prosper, he's going to rely on players like Lapo in the middle to create space for Prosper on the wings. Prosper now, the number 10, went back onto the right-hand side.
Ekra wins it in the center circle. Tejada very active. Lakowecki now trying to be the recipient over the top. He'll cross it. Steinberger. Well, Zach, if he could have collected, he would have given it a ride with that left foot, and then it would have been really trouble.
A great pass by Lakowecki, but Steinberger's touch was too heavy.
Tampa Bay again. Tejada, 1-2, Steinberger. Guenzati on the ground. Van Oekel takes care of it.
But we see the intent. Get the ball to Tejada and Seba Guenzati's feet up top. Let them create with the on-rushing Steinberger and Ekra. Here's Tejada now linking up to Steinberger, back to Guenzati. But he slips, and it's an easy one for Van Oekel.
I like the fact so far, Ryan, the passing, the final third, it's quick, it's decisive. Last week, it was almost like we were second-guessing ourselves.
That's the only way they're going to create chances in the last third.
Tejada says, get out of the way.
Oh.
And I'll tell you what, I don't know. We had a defender.
Well, looks like it was Razak Cornwell who lost that battle, but the referee, good call on his part. Always going to favor the defender in those areas, the officials.
Now Legion, little spring in their step with Kobayashi.
First of the look of Juan Tejada's intensity. He never ends, he never stops.
Good decision that time. And now body, top the 18. Lasso will take care of it for Tampa Bay. Forrest Lasso, so determined to lead the Rowdies to the promised land. 3 goals, 1 assist, 3 yellow cards. A few years removed from his USL Defender of the Year in 2018. So far, every time Birmingham has gotten it close, we've seen number 3 in the mix. Scarlett went to run this one down.
That sequence didn't work out there, but you can see the Birmingham team bunching up in the middle in that last third with Lapa on the ball right now, trying to play little 1-2s to move that Rowdies back 3, try to find some spaces in the middle. They don't seem too interested to come down the wings. As Mikey Lopez is a right footer playing left back. He's going to look to play the ball back inside, as you see there.
Mentioned the different lineup tonight for Tampa Bay. I think the one guy Rowdies fans are probably most surprised to see not in the 11 is Leo Fernandez. Now, he did not look 100% last week, so you have to figure perhaps something is up there with his health, but I would not be surprised if he is the first substitute off the bench tonight.
Well said, Drew. I mean, he's one of the longest standing players with Seba Guenzati in this Rowdies club. And for him not to start a big game like this, something had to have come up. Like Coach Collins thought better of it to leave his star player, star Brazilian, on the bench and start Lakaweki. Now this Rowdies team just a lot more comfortable without the ball. No Malik Johnson, no Leo Fernandez. You have Lakaweki and Dalgard. Just a lot more disciplined, defensive awareness. So they're a lot more comfortable allowing Birmingham to have the ball. And there's Leo Fernandez, otherwise known as the Samba Man.
I have to think we're going to see the dancing Brazilian at some point coming up. He has been so instrumental the past 3 seasons. I've had a chance to be a part of Rowdy Soccer, and you the past 2. He is everything you want in a player and that much more. And the other guy who is not in the 18 tonight is Dom Aduro, who has also been a fixture in that 11. Not going to see Aduro here tonight as the Rowdies with Ekra trying to get it up the pitch. They'll send it back now, and Ekra will team up with Guenzati here.
Just looking at Guenzati coming back and getting a hold of the ball.
Rowdies so far very disciplined, very calculating, very decisive. And where they're going, Scarlett goes down, and he'll get the benefit of a whistle here.
A good job by Birmingham. It was Nico Brett and JJ Williams trapping Jordan Scarlett, not giving him an outlet. And in the end, they fouled him just at the right time for Scarlett and for the Rowdies. But again, excellent trap by Birmingham, using the sideline as a third defender.
Ekra with Guenzati. Seba is spreading it all over the field. Scarlett can't catch up to it that time.
Straight between the wickets, they say in cricket. Drew?
That's your game, isn't it?
It is. I've played it a couple of times. Don't get me started on my cricket references, all right? I warn you. I can have them all night.
We'll stick to soccer here. What a night we have here in downtown St. Pete. Rowdies fans hungry for postseason soccer. This one is sent out. It'll belong to Mikey Lopez in Birmingham. These two teams did play back in July. They are matched up pretty even. It was a 1-1 draw on that night in Birmingham. Now the Legion can get forward. Nico Brett spreading it. Shot taken, left-footed blast, and it's over the crossbar. Laurel watches it sail over.
Well, do not blink on Kazim Prosper, the Ghanaian, 23 years old. 2 goals this season, 17 shots. That'll be number 18 right there. But he's so comfortable as a lefty coming in from the right. And the Rowdies have to be careful. He is just cuts it. What a sharp cut back. And look at the shot. Excellent pace on it. Just looking for that far corner. And Evan Lauro said some valuable words as that ball just past the post.
Hydration break. Our first of the night. Watching and listening around the park. It's nice to have the drums back. And it feels like the normal atmosphere that we're used to. Well, it's win or go home when the USL Championship playoffs continue October 16th. Watch every match, every goal, every save, every celebration on ESPN Plus. On the way to the USL Championship final, November 1st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, ESPN and ESPN Deportes. And for the Rowdies, just a perfect opportunity. Take care of business tonight. You got a home playoff game again next week.
But like you said, Drew, taking care of business, this Birmingham team are going to have ideas of their own. They still have a lot of football to play. 15 minutes in this half, 45 in the next. That's a whole hour of football left. As Juan Tejada and Seba Guenzati, the Panamanian and the Uruguayan.
Yeah, they've combined for 10 goals this season. Only 2 for Juan Tejada after exploding last year as just a rookie. The league took notice every single time, especially on set pieces this year.
And also a little bit of change in roles this season as well. Remember, Coach Collins brought him back to play as that number 10 role for a while. Only 8 shots this season, Drew. That just shows he's been in the box and gaining opportunities like he did last year. But he's now a lot more versatile. The ball can be played into his feet and he can create. Had the assist against Birmingham, in Birmingham, last time these two teams played. There he is.
Tejada with Lakawecki. What an opportunity for Max Lakawecki. Was retired for the game, decides to come back. Here he is playing in a postseason. J.J. Williams nicely takes it away from Scarlett, and Scarlett now beat down the field. He'll have to recover. Williams with a beautiful cross, and that was real trouble, and it's still alive for Birmingham.
Well, great awareness by Williams. Just knew he had runners there and just put that ball in the box right away. It was Nico Brett, Kazim Prosper crashing the box at that time.
J.J. Williams, former first-round pick of the Columbus Crew, just a year ago, a year and a half to be exact, 18 months. Former University of Kentucky star, and I mentioned the Mac Herman Trophy. He was a semi-finalist in his senior year of college.
And he played so well in his first year last year that Atlanta United loaned him this season, but didn't get much playing time. His confidence dropped. And he then came back to Birmingham. He's now trying to get back his confidence. Boy, with Coach Tommy Sohn would like to see him get back on his scoring board tonight.
Scarlett with dog guard. Sebastian, he's got to shore up just a little bit, be a little bit more secure with the ball as they do win it back here. Ekra. Guenzati, such a key in the middle of the park. And now Lakawecki. Lakawecki usually coming in the final minutes of games for his defensive presence. An opportunity tonight to prove he belongs with this group in the 11.
Well, Lakawecki does have that savviness as a veteran, so he can step into just about any role. Now he has to start, he has to pace himself, get into the flow of the game. Oh,
Ekra, beautiful ball. And here come the Rowdies. Gwenzati, Tejada. Just one pass away. Juan could have gotten a shot off.
well, it was Razak Cornwell who was waiting for that pass.
Now from behind.
Cromwell, rather. But Jan Ekra started that play in the middle of the park. And a great ball to Gwenzati. But the number 30, Cromwell, is number 6, Asiedo. Such an anchor. Basically the MVP for this team in the midfield.
Doherty very calmly gets the Rowdies going here in the 35th minute. Oh, another foul there. And that could also be a yellow. Guillen went down hard. Let's see if Kassim here is going to get whistled.
Aaron Guillen was asking for that yellow card, but Kassim Prosper stays out of the referee's book.
Lakawecki, left-footed, open, time and space, shot, far post, alive and cleared. Oh, so close for the Rowdies.
Wow, great effort by Dalgard, going across the keeper like he should. And Van Oekel does a good job getting his hand to it, but there were the Rowdy players looking to mop up. But in the end, Birmingham survive.
Take a deep breath, Rowdies fans. Gwenzati, now with Dalgard. Rowdies punching first here in the 37th minute.
Look at the patience though. When the play is not on, they start to stroke the ball around the park, try to loosen up this Birmingham team.
Chemistry, discipline, cohesion. You're seeing it right now, Rowdies fans.
Just well-coached team, this Rowdies team. And Birmingham are no slouch. Look at them, well-disciplined. Everybody has their runners.
Now the Rowdies will take their time.
This is where Juan Tejada and Seba Gwenzati have to pull off their markers now. When the ball starts to drift out to the left, they're not going to go to Lakawecki, because he's more of a defensive type player. And that's when the two forwards have to pull off their markers and make themselves available.
Lakawecki and Tampa Bay.
Oh, ball.
Threads the needle there to Steinberger. Send it right to Dalgard. Sebastian Dalgard, 1v1. Now sends it in, scored! Seba, sensational!
El Capitan gets number 9. What a finish by the captain. Sebastian Dalgard does the work, and the captain mops up 1-2 to the byline across the goal. And look at the finish. It's a roofer, they call it, in the roof of the net, and he goes straight to Skyway Casuals and Ralph Mob. Van Oekel confused. Rowdies 2-0 up, and the fans love it.
Rowdies soccer at its very best. Ryan, break it down.
Sebastian Dalgard doing all the work on the right-hand side and plays a teasing ball right into the mix, as they say. And that's where your number 9 should be. Yes, he's wearing number 13, but the position he plays is center forward number 9. And he gets his 9th goal of the season to put his team 2-0 up. The captain has spoken.
Two phenomenal goals by the home side. And the Rowdies in command here. Still plenty of time. 39th minute, first half. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis. If you're watching at home, thrilled to have you along for the ride. If you have a chance If you're not here this week, we want to see you next week at Al Lang. Tough ticket to be had, though. There's only 1,200 allowed in the stadium here tonight.
And that's sold out in no time.
Stop and go now for Guenzati. Taken down, he'll stay on it. And now it's Dalgard. Now Sebastian Dalgard playing extremely well. Guenzati, he'll cross it, looking for the fox in the box. Now it's Steinberger, trying to get a shot off. Oh, Van Oekel to the ground.
Well, you don't usually see patience in the last third as Van Oekel goes for the long kick. Oh, what a kick it was, too. But Zach Steinberger just took his time, brought it down. Great volley, but excellent save by Van Oekel again. He's had 2 or 3 so far in this first half.
Keep an eye on the rest of the games around the league. Charleston has just gone up on Charlotte, 1-0. No surprise there.
Correct, and if we talked about it before this game, Drew. If everybody holds serve, it'll be Charleston and Tampa right back in Al Lang next week.
Yeah, I think no teams know each other better than those two. Of course, in this very different year, dealing with the pandemic, played teams in your own group 4 times during the year, so there's not much else you can pull out of the hat in meeting number 5 if it were to happen.
At that point, the coaches have a game plan, and it really does come down to the players to execute. There's nothing more a coach can do at that point.
But there are different combinations that perhaps you can go to that maybe you haven't utilized as much during the regular season, as Scarlett this time goes down hard. And Birmingham is going to get booked once more with J.J. Williams.
Well, J.J. Williams has been physical on this left-hand side all game long. Finally finds himself into the referee's book.
Birmingham, the yellow card is in the 42nd minute to number 9, J.J. Williams.
It must be said that Williams is playing out of position, though, on this left wing. He is a center forward, but just such a talented player. The coach wants to have him out on the field.
Guillen will sail it over. Dalgard will just watch it go by. And the Legion will throw it in. You know, you're watching tonight, Ryan. Every individual player for the Rowdies have a chance to do their thing, do their job. And Neil Collins has told every guy, if we do our job, we are going to be successful. It's about us. Boris Lasso also told us on the call as well. It's about us just as much as it is about the opposition.
Correct. One thing a coach always emphasizes to players is that every player has a 10-yard radius around them that they can influence. You influence your 10-yard radius. If everybody does that, more than likely they're going to win.
Guenzati with an eye on 10 yards and more. Trying to cross it over to Steinberger, who got up high. And now it's Dalgard collecting once more. Keep in mind with this 2-0 lead, still much ammunition likely to come off the bench later in the form of Leo Fernandez, possibly Malik Johnson, Lucky M. Kosana, and a guy by the name of Alex Davey, who Rowdies have not seen yet this year, but a chance to meet him tonight for the first time, the defender and the former Chelsea product.
What a pickup that was. When you play with a back 3, you must have depth in that position. And even though Aaron Guillen, Jordan Scarlett, and Forrest Lasso have been stalwarts at the back, if any of them get injured, you have to have somebody reliable, almost like a second, like a goalkeeper almost. That centre-back has to be able to step right in and deliver. And that's why Davey was picked up. A lot of pedigree.
Bacoa keeps battling over there.
Looking at J.J. Williams, he'll switch sides to the right-hand side now. Looks like Bruno Lappa, here he is. Has drifted out left.
Stay tuned. Coming up at halftime, special one-on-one interview with Neil Collins, Rowdies head coach. And he'll tell us what's more nerve-wracking, coaching in the postseason or playing in the postseason. He played in some really big games back in the day.
Now, I've never played in a postseason, but I'll have to say coaching, because when you're playing and your adrenaline starts to flow, you quickly forget about your anxiety and you're in the heat of the moment. But as a coach, you have little to no control once that ball kicks off.
Getting really physical here. Nico Brett doesn't like to call that time as Steinberger goes down. Next, Steinberger gets up a little bit slowly. Brett pleading his case as our head official tonight, Eric Tattersall, was on top of it.
He's had a good game so far. Sometimes physical. He's been patient in making his arm and blowing the whistle, allowing play to go on.
2 minutes extra time here in the first half. And our halftime, got Neil Collins. Take you around the league as well. Championship storylines, first half highlights and stats. All the undercard, because always the main event during halftime is Ryan Davis's second half preview.
Thank you, Drew.
Had a good time reading your feature on you earlier this week on the Unused Substitutes webpage. Great job by Jake pumping that thing out. What a job he did, huh?
Great interviewer, great writer. Certainly someone with a lot of potential in this industry.
If there's a scoop out there, Jake Nutting has it, for sure. Kasim trying to set it down. Danger zone. Brett getting in there. But so is Loro as he beats everyone to the ball.
Oh, what a teasing ball by Kasim Prosper. Just that natural with him coming on this left-hand side, using his left foot. That early ball over the top to Nico Brett, but he was shepherded by Forrest Lasso.
Seconds remain here in extra time.
Lovely pass by Kobayashi. Had nowhere to go and just flicked it with the outside of his boot to Bruno Laporte.
Birmingham trying to get possibly one more chance here before halftime.
Now the Rowdies would love to see Laporte play so deep. It's when he gets the ball deep into the last third, like where he is now, where he's drifting to now, is where problems start.
That's going to do it for the first 45 minutes and change. What a half it was for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. A goal by Quinzati and a goal by Jordan Doherty, and they lead 2-0. Halftime festivities coming up in just a moment from Al Lang.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right. right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Rowdies lead 2-0 over the Birmingham Legion. First half in the books. Postseason round 1 of USL Championship. What a season 2020 has been. Earlier today, we had a chance to spend a moment with Rowdies head coach Neil Collins. We are joined now by Rowdies head coach Neil Collins. Coach, coming off the loss last week to Charleston, how did that prepare you for this week and this home playoff game? Did it give you maybe a little extra motivation coming into tonight?
Good evening. First of all, I think when you have a defeat, it's always important that you reflect. It's different when you're coming straight into the playoffs because your mentality's always slightly different, you know, from the regular season. I think we've done very well in responding to every defeat that we've had. I expect no different. I think it's definitely not that there was any complacency, but it's definitely focused everyone on what we want to do well. Sometimes off the back of a victory, you know, people can become a little bit complacent, but when you have a poor performance more than even the defeat, it certainly makes you reflect that little bit closer. So we've had a great week. It seems a long time ago that we played Charleston here, and I'm glad that we're now ready to get this game underway.
This is your first home playoff game as a coach. Coach, you played in so many big games as a player. More butterflies tonight as a coach or back then whenever you were part of a back line?
Great question. I think it's always, as a player, I don't mean easier, it's definitely, these games are the ones you live for as a player. You get that butterfly feeling as you drive to the stadium. I think as a coach though, your impacts from Monday to Friday, and then you get to this point, and yes, you can still impact substitutions and information, but then it's up to the players. You know, again, I'm excited. I'm like the players. Of course, there's a bit of anxiety because it means something. That's what it should feel like. But so much trust in these guys. Their attitude's been fantastic from minute 1 pre-season. So in that respect, you know, I'm looking forward to watching them tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing them perform and doing the club proud.
Coach, so many games this year to look back at and reminisce about, but I'm going to remember most too, the layoff period and what you did as a coach, all the time you spent here, whether it was cutting the grass, helping the office, different things. What was that like, Coach, and hope that one day we would play soccer again and get to this point?
Yeah, it was tough, and I think the reason I was here pulling weeds was to get out my wife's hair. You know, having me at home for that period of time must have been tougher on her. Like, it's been a really tough year for everyone. In the big scheme of things, it wasn't a hardship, but for the players, you know, to go through that period after starting the season is extremely tough. You know, just really, really grateful to work for a great organisation that's given us this opportunity to play a season. You know, to look after the players so well, to look after the staff so well, and hopefully we can keep repaying them for that faith. And I think when we look back at this season, hopefully very successful season, we'll remember those times, and I wouldn't say fondly, but I think we've come out of them learning something and better for it.
Rowdies head coach Neil Collins. Coach, thanks so much.
Thanks.
Great stuff as always from Neil Collins. 2-0 Rowdies over Birmingham, and we're back in a moment after these messages from USL Championship.
It's the arrival. I came in the league, went straight for the title. No time to idle. I'm finna get it, put that on a Bible. This is survival. Gotta treat every move like the final. Get it, don't mindset.
Team of the week in USL championships. Oh, great players from top to bottom. Reynolds, Cabato, Velasquez as well, Jennings, Hoffman, Sarah Costas. Surprised he's not in this group. Cal Jennings, our player of the week. Look at the storylines in USL championship. Playoffs beginning tonight on ESPN+. Final to be broadcast November 1st, 8:30 p.m. Junior Flemings, the former Rowdy, taking home the Golden Boot, 14 goals. Danny Vitiello, the Golden Glove, doing a tremendous job in goal. And Solomon Asante, the assist champion, with 9 assists. Much more to come, including the second half. And before we get to that, we'll size up the entire postseason. Rowdies in that bottom right-hand corner. They got the Legion tonight, awaiting the winner of Charlotte and Charleston. Look at the other part of the East. How about that Pittsburgh Louisville City matchup in round one? As good as it gets. St. Louis in the mix as well with Hartford. And the West, that's a totally different story as well. So the Rowdies' quest begins tonight. So far, so good. 2-0 after one. Ryan Davis with his second half preview coming up next.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are One Florida. And Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way. Whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
Rowdies up 2 goals, and so far a shutout of Birmingham as we get set for half number 2. So many highlights to go through in that first half. Birmingham offensively, certainly not quiet. The Rowdies, though, just a little more active as Jordan Doherty from outside the box. Second goal from distance this season for Mr. Doherty. Got really physical as they bear down on Guenzati. Yellows distributed all around. Cognali that time. And rung up here. Lopez in the books as well. And then it was Tampa Bay. Dalgard. How about that wall? Oh, Cragnali takes one right in the noggin. Jan Ekra nearly scored for the Rowdies. And then it was Birmingham. A little bit of offense almost here for the Legion.
Kazim Prosper coming in from that right-hand side with that deft left foot of his, just shooting over the bar. There's Lakawecki, comes to that dangerous spot. Dalgard going across the keeper. Van Oka with the save, and Mikey Lopez off the line to keep the score at 1-0.
You see Guenzati there, sort of just lurking, feeling that his time is coming. And look at Dalgard, looking like Malik Johnson, getting it to Guenzati perfectly.
You cannot defend that. Once Dalgard gets to that byline and puts that ball across the 6-yard box, there's no chance for the defense. Seba Guenzati cleans up with a roofer, and it's 2-0. Tampa Bay Rowdies, a commanding position.
All right, take a look at some halftime numbers there. 8 shots for the Rowdies, possession about even. Birmingham had the ball a long time, not always productive though with it. The Yellows also standing out. They have 3 of them after 1 half of play. Ryan, okay, 1 half away from the Rowdies advancing to round 2. Before we get to that, we'll look at our out-of-town scores. Charleston over Charlotte, first half. Scoreless, Hartford and St. Louis. Louisville City leading Pittsburgh 1-0. All right, Ryan, second half keys, go.
Well, I think Birmingham Legion have to get Brian Wright into the game. They've tried to keep J.J. Williams in the game as long as they could. His confidence is not there. His rhythm is not there. Brian Wright, the Canadian, is the spark off the bench that this Birmingham team needs. They also need Bruno Lappa to get more involved in the last third. I think they're going to maybe change the formation to a 4-4-2 with Lappa playing behind Nico Brett and Brian Wright. And that's going to encourage the number 10 to get more involved and get Birmingham some more chances and a chance for them to get on the board. Now for the Rowdies, I think you kind of keep things the way they are. They're sort of conservative, a little bit more defensive with Lakawecki and Dalgard. If they run out of breath, they can always go to Leo Fernandez and Dominic Aduro to come in to shore up things in the middle. But I think Coach Collins' plan worked to a T. I think they deserve 2-0 lead as a result of the game plan. Keep things as they are for Tampa Bay Rowdies. Just reinforce things in the middle of the park and reinforce things on the sides if players become gassed.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Both teams on the field. And a fun night here at Al Lang. A lot of fans we're seeing for the first time here in 2020. After the long, of course, pandemic layoff, and then only at first 150 fans allowed, then it was slowly increased, and tonight at a max capacity of 1,200. One note, Damaduro not in the 18 tonight, so a late minute scratch there. So he will not be among those available, but Malik Johnson, Leo Fernandez, Lewis Hilton, lots of options. Alex Davey, Lucky M. Kosana as well. Lots of firepower we should see in the second half for Tampa Bay. Zach Steinberger. Solid first half. If I'm the Rowdies, I'm really encouraged that the first half that we saw from Dalgard, what he was able to do, and Lakawecki, as you said, productive, very defensive.
I think playing the game plan to a T. Everything comes to it is part of a larger sequence, and I think Lakawecki and Dalgard showed that in the first half.
Kasim with the left-footed blast. In the box, there goes down. We play on. Tejada on top of it for the Rowdies.
You know, Coach Collins always said the sum of parts is always greater than the individual. And I think this Rowdies team personifies that. Having players like Dalgard and Lakawecki, who are usually squad players, can come in and start in a big game like tonight and just play the Rowdies sort of identity. Play wide, keep the ball, keep possession, and just play your role. Affect your 10-yard radius, if you will. And they have stepped right in and have this Rowdies team in a really controlling position with 45 minutes to go. Oh, great stuff by J.J. Williams. Just so skillful.
Jaden Cervania in for Birmingham, the one substitution to start this second half. And Kobayashi has been subbed out, so 16 on the bench now for the Legion.
Well, we talked at halftime about Brian Wright coming into the game. He comes in for Kobayashi. So there's definitely a lot more speed and adventure with Brian Wright on the pitch.
Dog guard, and the Rowdies retreating. Skates across that 18-yard box. And it should be a corner kick here for the Legion. Lakawecki, a fan favorite. Love the mustache and the old school fighters that we've seen portrayed with Lakawecki. I know he's become a Twitter favorite, and Ralph's mob absolutely loves him.
Lakawecki looks like he's supposed to be checking your books out in a library.
Ball sent in, headed out directly. And now it's Lopez. Kasim, one-on-one with Guillen. Crossing it in, and alive for Lauro.
A great cross by Kasim Prosper. And Jordan Scarlett with a great defensive header to keep JJ Williams off the scoring sheet.
And there's the duels one ratio in favor of the Rowdies so far.
That has a lot to do with intensity in the middle of the park. For the Rowdies to come and excel in that area, it just shows that they're going to have more of the ball. And once you turn that ball over, remember, teams are usually in very awkward positions because they're moving forward. And once that play is broken up and the ball is turned over, there's a lot of space to play with.
Steinberger. Doggard. Doggard has looked in command so far tonight until that pass right there. Gave it away a little too easily. The Rowdies will retake possession here. And Doggard now looking for Lakawecki. Max can't track it down.
Well, good adventure by Dalgard. Lakawecki just has to start from a wider position and not to get caught too far inside when the Rowdies have possession. He can tuck in when they don't on the defensive side. But when the Rowdies have possession, he does have to stay a little further out for when Dalgard and other players try to switch the play like that.
First round of this postseason underway, October 16th. The playoffs resume. Watch every match, every goal, every save on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship, November 1st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The Rowdies nearly give up one there, and that is what you call team soccer as Guillen gets back to bail out Lauro.
Well, it's that direct ball over the top that the Rowdies are so susceptible to. Here's Nico Brett with all that pace. Forrest Lasso trying his best. Evan Lauro beating all ends up, and Aaron Guillen just cleans it off the line. Nico Brett just kicking himself, not getting enough power on it. Check that, it's not Brian Wright that was checked into the game. It was Jaden Cervania on that left-hand side. He's a wide player, natural lefty, going to create a lot of width for this Birmingham team. Much needed width, rather.
Best scoring threat for Birmingham is right there. And Guillen, right place, right time. Able to take care of it. Now it's Kasim. Lauro's got to come up. And he'll drift back as he came off his line. And now this is Brett. Brett will send one in.
Great ball by Nico Brett.
Cervania, fresh off the bench.
Well, a heavy touch from Nico Brett from the through ball. Again, the Rowdies back three were exposed there. Evan Laura came for it. Nico Brett, heavy touch, took him out wide. Good cross in the end. But again, this Birmingham Legion team are knocking on the door. Man from Montego Bay, Jordan Scarlett.
Two former New York Red Bulls joining the Rowdies in 2020. Jordan Scarlett and Evan Lauro. Both have had such a pivotal role. They've started every single match for the Rowdies.
You know, one intangible he brings is leadership and solidarity at the back. And that back three of Guillen, Scarlett and Lasso.
Here's Williams using that size.
And look at the defensive header by Scarlett as we speak about him. Just completely takes the air out of the attack with a gentle header back to Lauro. Anyway, Scarlett brings that leadership and that defensive awareness back there.
'54th minute. Rowdies give it away once more. Lasso will send it forward. And now out of bounds, Birmingham will throw it in.
Was definitely a change in tactics so far in the second half. Birmingham are starting to cause some unrest in the Rowdies' third because of this high press. Completely changing the flow of the game, and the Rowdies are trying to adjust to it.
Still no substitutions made for the home side. Cromwell. Jonathan Cromwell, very active. Razak Cromwell, rather, number 30 for Birmingham. You take a look at Tom Sohn. Your picture there for a moment. Doesn't look very happy right now, but he has led Birmingham to 2 straight postseasons. To do that with an expansion side in a league as competitive as this, that is something to behold.
Correct. It's only his second season as well. And to be back in the playoffs, a second straight season, a testament to Tommy Sohn.
Legion right now controlling possession here in this second half. Rowdies have to be really careful here. Here is Kasim. Prosper Kasim sending it in. A little hesitation by Nico Brett. Kasim once more. Goes to his right. Here comes the cross. Lakawecki trying to stay with him. Sent in the air, setting up the header. J.J. Williams covered like a blanket by Jordan Scarlett.
Well, great defending by the Rowdies, especially Jordan Scarlett, with the intensity to get on the ball to stop the cross. Does not seem to be there right now in the second half of the Rowdies. There's Scarlett again. It's like a video game.
Like Steinberger was called for the foul there. And now Bruno Lapa will place it down for the Legion.
Well, it's one of these balls where the right footer is going to try to angle the ball right into the keeper. Here he comes.
Lauro punches it out, heads up. Cervania. Ekra trying to get back. Now corner kick coming up for the Legion. Birmingham so far much better in half number 2 than they were in the first session.
I think it just came with intensity, and how long they can keep up this intensity is going to be a factor. With the high press and the quick play, it's going to take a lot of energy to keep it going.
Now it's Lapa. Service this one in. Lasso gets over in time. Set up, though, and scored. Prosper Kasim gets the Legion on the board, and the Rowdies lead cut in half.
Well, what a volley by Prosper Kasim. Defensive header by Forrest Lasso, and the second ball landed by the number 10, and he did not hesitate. Here it is. Lasso wins the header, and number 10 doesn't ask for permission. He just lets loose right into the near post. Evan Lauro, no chance. Great goal by number 10, Prosper Kasim. And Birmingham Legion are right back in it at 2-1.
Could just feel the momentum changing over the past 10 minutes.
Well, a 2-0 scoreline is always the most dangerous scoreline in soccer. It just takes one goal to switch the momentum, and there it was.
Now the Rowdies attacking with Guenzati. Nally gets back. Guenzati keeps it from that end line, and now they'll let it go out. See the Rowdies reserves getting loose over there behind the goal, occupied by Van Oekel.
Just a quick stat to symbolize how much the Birmingham team have switched things here in the second half. They completed 220 passes in the entire first half. In just 13 minutes, they've completed 80 passes, 8-0 already in the second half. The tide has turned.
Rowdies got to get that momentum back. Jan Ekra. Here's Steinberger. Zach Steinberger lost it. Approaching the 6. One back, and now is Siadou. And Birmingham trying to counter. Rowdies, though, will keep possession here.
Great patience by the Rowdies. Doherty was in trouble. Guillen was in trouble. They both turned away from it. Still have to have that awareness that you're up 2-1, not to force things, but yet you have to stay intense. Can't afford to go into a lull, as Birmingham desperately try to claw their way back into it.
Now it's Guillen. 60 minutes in. Playoff soccer at its very best. It's win or go home here in the first round of USL Championship. Steinberger. Zach Steinberger with some room to work with. Rowdies now attacking Guenzati. Oh, nice little 1-2 was trying to go back to Zach. And the Rowdies will have a corner kick. Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and more. Fans of the USL can now listen to their best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and UEFA Champions League. Sirius FC channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and Sirius XM app.
You know, for the Rowdies to get the corner, the ball went into Guenzati's feet, and that's when the Rowdies look to be the most dangerous. And it goes into Tejada and Guenzati's feet, and they create. Let's see if they continue that.
Steinberger puts it in a pretty good spot. Doherty keeps it alive. And they'll let it go. Van Oekel will take it from here. You know, it seems like every time the Rowdies have a 2-0 lead, they cannot go home quietly. It is never safe.
It is never safe. It's just enough for the team that has that's 2 goals up to relax, and it's just enough for the team that's down 2 goals to give it everything that they have. And more often than not, the tide does change when that happens.
Now it's Cromwell. Cromwell, oh, nice ball. And connecting the dots now are the Legion. Trying to send another one in. Lasso comes up. Forrest Lasso has been all over the place for the Rowdies. Bruno Lapa now will settle things for the Legion. Ball tapped back and forth. Jonathan Dean involved. He's been a little bit quiet here tonight. Makes it happen here, though. Lapa now can attack. And for the Rowdies, how about Jordan Scarlett coming up and taking it away? But the Legion able to get behind now. Look out. Birmingham with an attempt and a goal. We are level at 2.
Well, it was coming. Birmingham Legion were knocking on the door since the whistle blew for the second half. Wantahada dispossessed. And the ball goes to Nico Brett. And look at the finish by Bruno Lapa. We talked about him showing up into spots, into dangerous places in timely fashion. And the number 8, the Brazilian, gets on the scoring sheet.
Evan Loro says, settle down. That one, though, was far too easy.
That's Bruno Lapa's 8th goal for the season. And Nico Brett's 3rd assist to bring this game back to 2-2.
Lucky Emko Sana is up for the Rowdies as Tampa Bay gets set to make their first substitute of the night. As you see Stuart Dobson right there giving him instruction, and right now this crowd at Al Lang Stadium is absolutely stunned.
Well, we showed this statistic before about turnovers, the percentage. Once the ball is turned over, like it happened to Wantahada there, everybody's out of position. And Birmingham, great choices in the last third. Ends up with an easy, well, it looked easy by Bruno Lapa, but it wasn't, to tie it up to 2-2.
Oh, Lasso not going to take any chances.
Well, just as the confidence went up with the second goal to go up 2-0, now the confidence is down for this Rowdies team. The exact opposite has happened to Birmingham now. Everybody wants the ball. Everybody wants a pass. Here's Lapa.
Tejada trying to get to it. Cognelli calmly sending it forward now for the Legion. Birmingham again. They'll take a shot from distance, a blistering blast that was, and it sails over the goal. Talk about confidence, though. Right now, it is soothing for the men in black.
Well, it looks like Lucky and Kosana maybe coming on for Wantahada. That's what they're saying down on the sidelines for some reinforcements up top. And there is the Samba man as well, Leo Fernandez.
First 45 for the Rowdies, no doubt, outstanding, but just not the same unit in the second half. I think Coach Collins has gotten everything he could out of that particular unit. Lasso got to be careful here. J.J. Williams now will attack for Birmingham. Oh, look out. Scarlett drifts back, and now Jordan Scarlett trying to win it. And we got a collision here, and this likely a card coming up for number 5, Jordan Scarlett.
Well, the two Jamaicans going at it, Nico Brett and Jordan Scarlett. Jordan Scarlett had every right to shield that ball. And Nico Brett came out on the short end of it. Here it is, trying to screen the ball there. And he goes down in a heap, and the referee calls in favor of the defender.
I think Nico Brett making it look a lot worse than I think it is.
J.J. Williams trying to plead his case. There's Jordan Scarlett.
Rowdies fans not showing much sympathy either for Nico Brett. Brett is up. And let's see here. Will Scarlett be assessed a yellow as Lucky M. Kosana checks into the game for the Rowdies. Coach Collins believes 77 is the best goal scorer off the bench in USL Championship. He'll have a good chance to prove it here.
Just has that intangible to know what the game needs, Lucky M. Kosana. And there's the Samba man who's going to try to create some havoc down on this left-hand side.
So Fernandez in for Lakawecki. Rowdies need possession. They need swagger here. They need a jolt, and these guys can certainly do it.
A tough tackle from Acedo on Steinberger, no card. And the Birmingham Legion team are saying that they got the ball. Now, we talked about the Rowdies and their ability to score from set pieces now. This was not a conversation we had last season, but with Forrest Lasso and Jordan Scarlett, both have a combination of 4 goals between the centre-backs. See Forrest Lasso picking up that position at the last post already.
Steinberger on top of it for the Rowdies. Zach Steinberger goes far post with it. Rowdies trying to chase it down, and they'll have to let it go here.
It looks like it was Jordan Scarlett who got in the way of Forrest Lasso. There's Forrest Lasso. Instigating, organizing.
A tale of 2 halves thus far. First half owned by the Rowdies. Goals by Doherty and Guenzotti. Second half, it's been all Birmingham, and we're level at 2. Steinberger sets it back. Emko Sana trying to do the same. Rowdies.
Great recovery by Acedo. Under pressure from Steinberger, gets away from it and calmly puts it out to Prosper Kassim. There's that direct ball again, making that back 3 work.
Thrown out of bounds is Scarlett. And now you got to be really careful. He is in the face of our official Eric Tattersall. Jordan Scarlett got tossed out of bounds. Lapa's flirting with some danger here.
Well, Bruno Lapa saying that he did not foul him, but we saw 2 hands on Jordan Scarlett's back. And then see him thrown to the floor, gives the referee no choice but to call a foul there.
And of course, this being a postseason game, folks, there's no chance at a tie tonight. There's no such thing. We'll have 2 overtimes, and we'll go to PKs if needed. Hopefully, it does not amount to that.
Oh, Forrest Lasso just lost his footing.
So 2 overtimes. If the score stays like this, right now it's Williams on the ground for Birmingham.
Both Williams and Lasso went up for a header. Looks like as they came down, they both lost their footing. Looks like Williams got the worst of it. Well, what a night in October. 1,200 strong here in Allang Stadium.
An October night that feels like an August night. Right now, it is hot and humid here at the stadium. And a little bit of fatigue showing right now on the Rowdies. Lasso coming off to get hydrated.
Here it is, the ball goes in the air, they both go up for it. Both get ahead, and as they come down, there it is. Lasso loses his footing, and Williams looks like he got hit in the head. Now, because there were head injuries, both players have to go to the sideline and check back in.
So they'll both take a rest here. I'll give Forrest Lasso a chance to get hydrated. One final, St. Louis over Hartford tonight by a count of 1-0. So St. Louis advancing on to round 2. And that goal was scored in extra time. Guillen now. And the Rowdies have not been able to possess often here in this second half. And that Charleston-Charlotte game's at halftime, Ryan. And it's still 1-0, Battery on top. Mikey Lopez.
Just looking at the lack of intensity by the Rowdies team. It was so different in the first half, judging by that turnover percentage or duel percentage. Now Neil Collins probably thinking how to get this team riled up again, get them motivated, get them going. Credit to Birmingham Legion. They have come out in the second half and caused a lot of doubt in this Rowdies team.
Now it's Lopez. Prognali to Lopez. Lopez trying to send one in. Lasso getting up once more. He has cut down so many services here tonight.
Mikey Lopez must have sweat 1,000 bullets as he flicked that one back, and it just went past Lucky Mkosana and caught everyone by surprise.
Now he's trying to settle down. Dalgard will circle back. Scarlett up to Mkosana, and now Gwenzani. Just a good possession here. A shot, Ryan, of some form would, I think, be huge for Tampa Bay.
Just to create some momentum, Drew.
Certainly been lacking. Guillen now inching forward. Mkosana right back. Steinberger had it at his feet, and Zach Steinberger just could not hit it.
Well, you talk about a good sequence. Excellent. Just trap pass by Lucky Mkosana, and Zach Steinberger just missed it at the top of the box. Good ball by Guillen. Good chest pass by Mkosana.
Lucky Mkosana. The fan favorites. Leo Fernandez now trying to control things for Tampa Bay. He'll work out of the corner. Guillen. And now Rowdy's starting to get into a little bit of a flow here. Ekra.
Well, it looks like all that energy that Birmingham exerted to get back to 2-2. The Rowdies are going to try to capitalize on that.
Dalgard's been big tonight, has it poked out.
Just interested to see if Coach Collins would be interested to bring on Malik Johnson.
Oh, we got a hook, perhaps. This is going to be on Steinberger. Let's see, it's called just outside of that box. Didn't exactly see what happened there.
Either that or it was a handball, one of the two.
Well, the USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, gives clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer, bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more info, go to usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. Second hydration break of the night. And the playoffs continuing October 16th. Watch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship. And that championship, November 1st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. So the Rowdies with their hands full here in round one. And still, I think fans here at Al Lang are stunned at just the way things swung at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah, and have to give credit to Birmingham. The visitors came in, brought the intensity in the second half, using a high press and knocking the Rowdies off of their block, and just started a wave of momentum. And they got that first goal from a great volley by Prosper Kasim. And then the second goal, a lovely take by Bruno Lappa to tie it up from, again, that intensity that turned the ball over when Juan Tejada was dispossessed. As we see Zach Steinberger, his night is finished.
Malik Johnson going to get some action here in the 77th minute. And the agent, Zach Steinberger, exhausted right now.
Well, what a shift he put in, Steinberger, the veteran. As Malik Johnson goes out to the right. Seems to be a formation change. As it's back to a 3-4-2-1 with Gwenzati and Dalgard playing behind Lucky Mkosana.
Gwenzati saw falling down that time, Jonathan Dean. And this is Dalgard. Outstanding in the first half with that assist to Gwenzati. Ball serviced in, Mkosana! Rowdies retake the lead, Lucky Mkosana.
Super sub does it again. Number 77, there he is dancing, the Zimbabwean. Malik Johnson comes in, his first touch of the ball, Drew. His first touch, he delivers a dime. And look at the header by Lucky Mkosana. It kisses the post. And it's 3-2 Rowdies, just like that. Air Canada to Zimbabwe with love.
Van Oekel has had that look on his face often tonight. Rowdies' goals coming from all parts of the park.
Look at the header, the power, the placement, not a chance for Van Oekel. What a shot that was from the camera. Wow, super sub does it again. His third goal for the year, and I tell you what, it's all off the bench. Just knows exactly what the game needs, and Lucky Mkosana somehow does not get a yellow card for that tackle.
Fans absolutely loving it. Skyway Casuals making their voices heard. Right behind Evan Loro. This is what playoff soccer is all about. There is no tomorrow. It is win or you're done.
Drew, we cannot replace quality though. This Birmingham team, we talked about the quality that they had.
Oh, how about Mkosana? He is a house of fire right now. Gwenzati now working against two. Spreading it to Leo Fernandez. Fernandez, little step, and a score! Leo Fernandez!
Just like he dreamt about it last night. Leo Fernandez, the Samba man, El Capitan, Uruguay, Brazil, shimmy, left. And look at this shot right across Van Oekel. Kisses the post again. And just like that, the Rowdies explode to a 4-2 lead. The two substitute, Malik Johnson comes in with the assist. Leo Fernandez comes in, and with a beauty of a strike. Look at it. Gets past Meki Lopez, gets past Van Oekel, and it's 4-2.
Nobody can paint that far post better than Leo Fernandez. What a play. Rowdies have doubled up Birmingham here, and it happened just like that. An example of what this team is capable of.
Before the goal scored, I was touching on a point of quality. You bring in Malik Johnson and Leo Fernandez, two of the most skillful players on the team. You just can't substitute for quality, Drew. They come in and they influence the game right away. Questions were asked why they were on the bench in the first place, but nonetheless, they have come in the 77th and 75th minute and turned this game right back upside down again.
And right now, the 1,200 feels like the capacity 7,000 here at Al Lang. They are having a ball. And Birmingham, right now, all of a sudden, every possession so critical. 82 minutes in.
Well, now Birmingham just have to throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks. There is no playing the ball back. Everything has to be more direct. questions will have to be asked with just passes. No longer they can second guess Birmingham. Now they just have to push forward. Whether they lose 5, 6 or 7-2, it makes no difference. And Coach Collins looks like a wizard, bringing on Malik Johnson and Leo Fernandez, and both substitutes set up a goal and score a goal.
What you did there is you brought on two of the league's elite players, and they went right to work. Lucky Sana in his second stint with the Rowdies. Nobody scores goals better off the bench.
It's the type of goals too, Drew. I mean, the cross by Malik and the header by Sana, and then the finish by Leo Fernandez. He had so much to do when the ball got to his feet from Gwenzati. Just top-notch goals. Birmingham have to be shaking their head.
J.J. Williams, good position that time on Jordan Scarlett, but unable to get his head on it. And now the Rowdies possessing the other way. Dahlgaard once again taps it out. And the Rowdies will have a throw-in on the far side. And more on Malik Johnson. Last season we saw this guy right here. He is like a video game. When he is on his game, few can defend him. He was such a lethal goal scorer a season ago. This season, he is more of a setup guy. And when he can get to that end line, look out.
He uses the dribbles so well. He's just so hard to stay in front of 1v1. Like you said, he's a righty on the right-hand side. He wants to get to the byline and put that ball in the mixer, the dangerous part, in that penalty spot to the 6-yard box area. And it's just so hard to defend it.
Bruno Lappa. I don't want to give that ball up here. Neither does Coach Sohn. Jordan Scarlett will throw it in for the Rowdies. Now, I think a little bit more than, say, 10 minutes away from advancing on to round 2 if they can hold this score. Sana goes down hard. And this will be a foul. Sana clutching the bottom of that right leg. Definitely want to get out of here healthy if we do get the victory here tonight.
Well, it's the time of the night when, if you're a Rowdies player and you are fouled, you're going to take an extra second or two getting up.
Maybe 2 seconds.
Now Leo Fernandez, he's not done. He's going to put this ball right into the trajectory of the keeper, and he's going to want Forrest Lasso or Jordan Scarlett to get a clip on it, just a touch. And Van Oekel comes out and takes it easily.
And Van Oekel flicks it out. Now the Legion will run. As you said, Ryan, everything's got to be forward. Guillen comes up with it for the Rowdies, and now the soft feet of Jordan Doherty. And Tampa Bay. Loro will give it a ride as well.
Now it's all about time management for the green and yellow. The ball has to go from side to side, make Birmingham go from left to right, shift, and use up a lot of energy just to get the ball back.
Go Brett. Lappa. Softly put in. Laurel punching it out again. And now Malik Johnson. Rowdies with fresh legs. In the form of Johnson and Fernandez and Sana. Gwenzati touches for DeLucky. DeLucky's got some help. Rowdies starting to make it upfield here, and now Dahlgaard. He'll go straight forward to Leo Fernandez if Leo can chase this down. Oh, great effort. Couldn't do it, but fans are going to love the effort.
Yes, I love the idea from Dahlgaard. Be direct when counter-attacking, and Leo Fernandez just a little too long for him. Like you said, great effort, Drew. Looks like Cronali is thinking about a long pass, but thinks better of it.
Once again, Rowdies get the winner of Charlotte and Charleston. Last time we checked, Charleston on top, 1-0. Every possession critical here. Cervenia for Birmingham. Trying to get it inside the 18. Nico Brett instrumental tonight. Again in a dangerous spot. Lasso watching it. And this will be hammered out by Gwenzati.
El Capitan, the emotional leader of this team. There he is, coming all the way back. Yep, he's the center forward to defend.
Sana right now just having fun.
Look at the control.
He has got crazy skills. Sana, considerable time off for the Rowdies. Nursed an injury, second half of the season. Looks so fresh here tonight. Lauro, ball rebounded right off his chest. And now, corner kick coming up for the Legion.
Well, good early look by Nico Brett. Excellent pace on the cross, but Evan Lauro has to do better than that. Cannot afford to bubble that ball in that area. What looked like a straightforward save.
Legion will get a shot here and send it left of the goal.
Looks like there was a deflection, Drew.
Yep, sure was. And Cromwell will now work this corner kick. Time not on the Legion side though. Lapa will place it down. He'll be the in-swinger.
Looking at J.J. Williams and Alex Croniali.
Ball driven low.
Great ball in, just centimeters above J.J. Williams.
And substitution about to be made here on both sides. And hello, Lewis Hilton. He'll make his appearance here for the Rowdies. Sebastian Dahlgaard has had himself a night in the first half. So effective, had that big assist on that cross to Guenzati.
Well, a lot of people ask the question, where's Malik Johnson? But the Dane, Sebastian Dahlgaard, comes in. What a game he's had. Just trickery on the right-hand side in the first half. Knew exactly what the game needed, and he's going to get a high five from his coach. And Lewis Hilton, who started just about every game for the Rowdies this season, finds himself on the bench on the playoffs. Maybe a tactical choice by Coach Collins, we'll find out.
Over 80% passer. So accurate. Lasso goes down for the Rowdies. No, that's Guillen, rather. Lasso will come over to help him up. That back line for the Rowdies, oh, they have covered a lot of ground. They've had their moments in their first playoff game in green and gold. That back line, of course, all new for Tampa Bay. We thought going into the year, Ryan, how would these guys hold up? And throughout the regular season, could not have asked for much more. 11 goals conceded in 16 games.
I think it's a mindset, Drew. I think what Coach Collins wants out of that back line, he just imparts on them and practices with them. He was a centre-back himself, Coach Collins. And no doubt last year, with a great defensive performance, is followed up by an entirely new back line, like you said, and another great defensive performance. It is all attitude for the Rowdies.
Guenzati works from the corner as we come to the final seconds of regulation time. Fernandez, absolutely no hurries if you're Tampa Bay. And 6 minutes of extra time, 6 minutes. Stand between the Rowdies and a second round playoff game here at home. What a time it is to be a sports fan in Tampa Bay. As Jan Ekra, oh, got a good cross in. And Sana got a nice touch. Couldn't square it up though, and now Guenzati in the mix trying to chase it down. Sana behind, trying to get a tap in. Oh, just along the post. Nearly had a brace.
Well, there's not much space to work with. And lucky Sana tried his best to walk that tightrope and just couldn't finish it. But 6 minutes of added time, more than enough time for Birmingham to try and get back in this game. Good ball by Guillen.
Mention what a great time it is to be a sports fan in Tampa Bay. Of course, Tampa Bay Lightning, Stanley Cup champions, and the Tampa Bay Rays last night. Congratulations, eliminating the New York Yankees. Brasso goes yard, and just an absolute incredible moment, adding to the lore of the year it has been for professional sports here in the Bay Area. The Rowdies trying to do their part. Guillen will spread it out wide to Sana. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have not disappointed on center stage here tonight.
That's right. He stepped up right at the end. You can see Malik Johnson, Lakian Kusana, Leo Fernandez.
Malik Johnson trying to get to the end line, comes back, takes the shot. Oh, is he magic?
Haven't seen him use the left foot much at all this year, but wow, look at that. Just the confidence to try it, Drew. I can barely walk on my left foot. This guy is trying shots from different angles with his left.
What a funny game. 2 goals by the Rowdies. Birmingham coming right back, stunning everybody in the stadium and watching. And then the Rowdies just explode for 2 of their own.
Drew, just to touch on what you said, sports is so mental. You know, it changes. These are all human beings out there, and confidence is the name of the game. So as a result of that, the momentum changes. And that's why games get interesting and then kind of go into lulls. You have to remember, these are human beings. Basketball, American football, soccer, whatever sport you want to talk about. That's why it's so intriguing. It is really reality TV when you turn on to a live sports game.
And human beings, professional soccer players that have been through something this year that they could have never imagined. Neil Collins telling us that, you know, I called coaches and contacts that have been in the game their entire lives, asking them for advice, and they had never been through anything like this either. Nobody had. That includes everybody. As the Rowdies trying to get a shot on goal, and Van Oekel able to deny Lewis Hilton, who nearly made it 5-2.
Van Oekel made a very hard save look easy, and that's a testament to him. Great strike by Lewis Hilton with his left foot. It was low and down in the corner, but the 34-year-old veteran, that looked like a walk in the park.
During that time, though, April and May, when we weren't playing soccer, it was Neil Collins who got with his team and said, guys, we're going to have some time off here. It's up to you to keep your head in the game, make yourselves better players, stay fit, keep your head in it. We're going to be playing soccer this year, and we're going to have our chance to shine. And the players did just that, and the results are obvious.
Yeah, we talked about that mindset that Coach Collins brings.
Siadu going down. Kosana comes over. Olapa wears his emotions on his sleeve. Legion get another good ball in, and another shot taken, this one to the left. Again.
Well, Rowdies win the first ball with the header, but the second ball, where it drops right on Mikey Lopez's toe. And he's in point-blank range and shoots it wide. And number 5 is going to want that back.
Evan Moore will take a few more seconds here. And possibly the final possession now for Birmingham. Legion with 25 points on the season. Certainly not the finish they wanted, but certainly also lots of silver lining here in 2020. And how they were able to perform as Nico Brett has his ball deflected off Guillen.
We talk about the defensive mentality of this team. Aaron Guillen just showed exactly that. Stayed with Nico Brett, did not give in to the fakes.
Lapa. Lasso elevating. At the feet now of Kasim, already with a goal tonight. No dice this time. And the final whistle. The Tampa Bay Rowdies get it done tonight at home. First playoff game in the books for 2020. Seba Guinzati and company. They surrender a 2-0 lead, but able to take care of business when it mattered most. A 4-2 victory. Leo Fernandez and company now look forward to round 2. We will wrap this one up with highlights and much more. Rowdies moving on in the USL Championship postseason.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baker's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
You're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it.
You got like an ice bath around here or something?
When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
What a night, what a game. Rowdies victorious 4-2 over Birmingham. So many thrilling moments in this contest as we revisit the highlights. So many of them. Jordan Doherty gets the scoring going.
Oh, what a way to start this match with an absolute beauty from Jordan Doherty. But they won't finish yet. Dalgard on the right-hand side, across the face of the goal, and a roofer by the captain, Wenzati. He gets his 9th goal of the season. Rowdies up 2-0, but back come Birmingham. The head up, and it drops for Prosper Kazim with a great volley at the near post. No chance for Evan Lauro, and Birmingham Legion are back in the game at 2-1. Wanta Harder dispossessed. Everybody out of position. Nico Brett, look at the soft pass, and look at the finish by Bruno Lapper, like drinking a cup of tea. There he is, and it's now 2-2. This game is all tied up. Playoffs 2020. In comes Malik Johnson, the cross, and Zimbabwe with love. M. Cosano with the header, and Leo Fernandez icing on the cake right across the goal for 4-2. Tampa Bay Rowdies move on to the second round of the playoffs, and an emphatic win against Birmingham Legion.
What a swing of emotions it was. And a game we're going to remember for an awfully long time. Rowdies into the second round, and right now that Charlotte-Charleston game all tied up at Charleston at 1.
It ain't done yet, Drew. Charlotte had different ideas, down 1-0, crawl their way back in the game.
Louisville City, they advanced in a duel over Pittsburgh. That was a 2-0 game. And St. Louis 1-0 as they take down Hartford. Nip and tuck in these games so far in the first round of the USL Championship postseason. Hope you enjoyed it. We're back here next week. The Rowdies victorious 4-2 over Birmingham. For Ryan Davis and our phenomenal crew here at Al Link Stadium, I'm Drew Felios. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.